Alright, and indeed, as promised, we are going to have the new game and still with the new suit considered between doing this or the main wolf, and decided for this as rather do like it, and of course it's quite fitting for the game, so we are doing the new Diablo game complete playthrough, most probably like did back in the day of 3, and at some point we'll be doing of 1 and 2 also, the original ones in that case, not the redone whatever like version of the second one, because rather prefer the original as far as it goes overall. But yes, indeed we are going to move towards starting the game, tested it a bit so that it actually, for example, runs on the computer that do have, which of course helps greatly. So once again, welcome, and we are actually doing for now 2 streams a week with this game, so should be getting further a bit better also. So and there we go. So we need to choose what character to start over with, and of the ones that available, of course, Druid would be one interesting, quite natural choice, but rather prefer to try the barbarian out for the playthrough. Last time we did the necromancer in Diablo 3, so not choosing that for now. It's been a while since I've played this kind of, and they also have an axe to grind, which of course improves the overall appeal most probably if you have an axe to grind. Alright, the male and the female do not really differ that much. The male has longer breechcloth, so, and when tested went with the female rogue, so let's go for the male here. Looks wise, do think that the kind of wild haired type looks rather nice. We also have the much less, and probably not going to tune it by hand as do not have such major preference. That looks already quite alright, would even say. Then we do also have the big black guy, which of course looks quite good also. So in that respect, then we do have kind of do think that prefer the kind of quite wild-haired one, so let's go with this and even bother to customize a bit. So alright, these aren't really doing that much. You can actually have yellow iridescent eyes, which should look rather nice also. So next, and fair enough, let's see what facial hairstyles. Most of them are not very barbarian like clean shaven, so do think that the big full beard is more like it. And then we have the markings, which actually do not totally like, though probably common for the genre do like without. Then we can choose jewelry, which also isn't really visible with that kind of hair, like, yes, because it seems the necklace isn't changing with these, so it's like all the jewelry that comes to the ears and such actually disappears to the pile of hair. So that kind of, because it doesn't change the color at all, that kind of misses the point in the sense that you set the jewelry up nicely and absolutely nothing becomes visible. So fair enough. And let's keep then going with that. So, and of course feel free to also comment on how has your week started or anything else of interest in the chat. And yes, we are doing this actually now twice a week, so and let's continue with this. So apparently then we also have makeup, which also is kind of limited visibility when you have that much facial hair. So let's leave that at that, and we can have hardcore and also add a name. So let's name it creatively, like we had to think the half-orc guy in Neverwinter Nights was Grak or something like that. So let's go that way, and that also woof to that, so it looks better, and that should be fair enough. Start game is apparently name is invalid. Alright, is it like we can't? Let's generate one. Haakon sounds good enough also. Interestingly, chord is even better because it's quite short, monosyllabic, and sounds good enough for this kind of a guy who doesn't really care. Reminds this one also when we back in the day played Neverwinter Nights online, and there was this guy who insisted on keeping like something like 3 intelligence for their character, and they would actually like, and they would insist on keeping that and talking to people, which resulted in that they spoke like me good type of dialogue all the time, which is kind of was astounded that the game creators for Neverwinter Nights had actually taken the effort to write the less smart dialogue for all the game dialogue, which was impressive. That you actually could talk in the intelligence tree manner with all the characters in the campaign. So that was quite surprising that they had taken the effort to actually write. And for Fursuit, we choose the easier difficulty, as we do not want to expire quite that much, and we are not choosing hardcore. Do remember the playthrough of Diablo 3 we did, and we got like within like inches of finishing the game and expired once, and noted that that would have been it if we had a hardcore character. So those would be our choices then. Fortunately didn't queue long. They seem to have taken a bit better care of the whole thing when you compare it, like it actually kind of has limited problems compared to back in the day when the third game came out. They really didn't have enough capacity, and it would throw error 38 for a long while for quite a few players, so they have clearly learned from that, and actually now it queued for like 10 seconds. So they have maybe utilized a bit of money and actually gotten some server capacity, which is of course nice of them after what the game costs also. And then we watch the cinematic where we arrive and more or less get in trouble because our horse doesn't like tight spots soon. And of course then without means of conveyance it's slightly more demanding. At least playing the starting cinematic, but mostly probably otherwise will skip them because each can refer to those, as they are totally repeatable. Each can refer to those also otherwise, so we'll run the starting cinematic and then note shortly about them and skip them and continue the game, as we are here mostly to play the game and somewhat less so to watch the cinematics, which can be repeatedly watched over and over, so in that respect. Unless there is much desire to watch all the cinematics, going to use time to play the game rather than view the cinematics that are repeatable. We also do gasp a lot in the starting cinematic with the subtitles, like different kinds of gasps even.
I should find better shelter before I
And
freeze.
then we should find shelter before we... Alright, and then we start. Let's check out also other spots, because at least check that we actually can't freeze out by looking through everything and collecting treasure, or if one can call like 10 gold a treasure, that is. Alright, that was a deer. And not much more to be found here, so let's move to the intended spot to find shelter, that is.
Another abandoned town.
Demons everywhere. Fangs in the dark.
Ah! He bit me!
Careful! He's a wild one.
Ah, yeah. Hello there, Camu, and indeed welcome to the stream. And yes, it's a new suit actually debuted it the previous stream for Icewind Dale. So of course, being very good bat, you get larger view also. So welcome, and indeed it's a little bit more intense maybe than most suits that have had. This certainly will also feature elsewhere in the future, and of course some of the stream games. So it may be a bit spooky, but that's of course part of the fun with this kind of a design. So welcome, and let's play some more here again. Alright, and here are the villagers who of course are no problem.
Also,
Not at
hush.
all, yes.
I'm sorry, Wanderer. You've come at a difficult time. This madman just stumbled into town and started causing trouble.
Demons spilling from the ruins. Kill us all. Kill us all.
Ruins? What is he talking about?
Come, I'll explain.
And then back
There is
into the
evil staring in the ruins to the
snowstorm.
north. That poor monk back there must have gone inside. Even a holy man like him was driven mad by whatever he saw.
These will keep you safe.
And they even do sell some weapons, though not very good ones. Of course, anything is better than like +3 kind of questioning the utility.
Fire's looking good, but I should watch it a little longer to make sure it doesn't go out.
Oh, hello there, Kisu. Good to see you also. And you also, of course, get a wave. And then we can talk
I'm
about
sorry,
like...
it's a bit cramped.
It's still
Sorry,
better
it's
than
a bit
cave.
cramped, yeah. And... What is this place?
Nothing special about our little town, but it's home.
Nothing special about the town then. And
Samantha went a bit deaf last winter. You might need to speak up around her.
doesn't have too much to say.
We'll do
And
what we
the
can
monk-
for him. Might have to keep him in the shed for now, though. He tried to bite off Osman's fingers.
Alright, monk tried to bite off some fingers, maybe.
Could you protect us from whatever is out there? We have nowhere else to turn.
No one should live in fear. I will cleanse the old ruins of evil.
Truly? Oh, thank you.
Alright, and we shall cleanse ruins of evil, clearly. Also gained level, so...
If Devmir's taking up all the space by the fire, just give him a shove.
Alright, bash, frenzy. Alright, so that's more of a speedy attack, and that's more of a... Do think that especially fighting pure bash would be quite useful. So let's go with that for now. And now we have like basic attack, so it uses the two-handed hammer, of course. So maybe we can buy a better hammer here. Price is also increased quite a bit. You like leveled up once and it would cost like 10 coin. Fortunately we have like 8,000, so actually now they do not even have or they do, and they do have now worse items. It was amusing, like it was better before we leveled up, like really. Are you sure you are sane merchant? Whatever. Yep, you are right, Kisu. They already tried the rogue a bit to practice privately, so started with the barbarian next, because actually haven't played one either in the previous game for a long while. When did the playthrough of the previous game, actually did the necromancer with the main wolf, so decided to do the barbarian this time. So should be. Ah, yeah, nice. Very nice. Of course, it was the necromancer was kind of the additional hacks for all. So let's resume, and alright, we should cleanse the old ruin to start with, and of course we do have the marker on the map. Let's check also the main map, so it will be in that direction some way, and that's pretty much. The merchant got worse stock after we leveled up, so kind of. Alright, Arctic bear. At least the bear wasn't stronger than us. Of course, when you beat a bear with the hammer like that, it should be sufficiently effective. Alright, we even got some additional items, so let's see. A bit more armor, and they also look rather different. These look quite different, so let's use the ones with more armor rating, of course. Oh. And it wasn't really up the stairs, but of course go and look at the bell here also. Alright, there was also an axe here, but considering the skill we have, we can only use like a bashing weapon for that, and we are not yet immediately getting more skills, so here we go, enter the ruins. And move in and... Alright, pike is already quite impressive. Let's see if it can be used. It's a slashing weapon and is this like separately? It's a bludgeoning weapon, yes, so it most probably is a different skill. And the axe goes also in a different slot, so it's slashing, so it's kind of... And this also goes into other slots, so there are clearly like different skills for those. So no more bludgeoning weapons yet, so we use the starting hammer still. And on we go. Alright, level up, so we can also consider whether to add the point to the current skill or add another one. This is any kind of weapon. This is any kind of weapon. This is for the dual wield weapons, so let's take this so we have more options for in terms of like what kind of strikes we can do. So we have now primary and secondary attack in place, so that's an improvement certainly. And then we move further to the ruins soon. So at least we have primary and secondary attack with this big room. Alright, barrel. Very well. Let's blow ourselves up at first. Also thought at first that barrels contain mostly treasure like in the earlier game, but actually at least all of these were only incendiaries. So, like, lot of fire, but not much treasure, unfortunately. And further we go. Fiery skeleton, sure, like didn't get much fire trouble, so a lot of like elite or special things here, at least for like compared to a bit more beating with the hammer than the normal ones that like fall at once. So all right, and further in. Alright, and another level, so we can again add a skill. Rapidly attack, so this is channeled. Double swing for the dual wield weapons, upheaval. Alright, and hammer of ancients. Alright, so kind of improved bludgeoning, improves lucky hit. Alright, let's do think that both of these, what would then the enhance do? Alright. Stunned enemy and let's just improve damage for this for now. Better to invest a bit in the same skills and then move further with those. Alright, and let's check the bigger map like. Alright, we also got some probably better boots, yes. And much better body armor. And even slightly magical hand wraps or gauntlets for like extra intelligence. That would be a good idea for barbarian. Improve your intelligence. And what else? Two-handed sword. Sure. Everything is into the wrong weapon slot pretty much. Oh well. Alright, let's then continue soon. So let's move further. So let's check the map proper. Alright, that is the direction to go, so let's wander the right way. Even better, like go the right way to maybe make some progress. It's also a little bit on fire. Right, healing well, though we do not need, we have full health, so down we go. Hell-touched corridor sounds a little bit more difficult. And alright, that wasn't yet too difficult either. Not much else here. So let's move further. Alright, very small room, not very useful. Alright, that was again special fiery variety, but they got stunned pretty well, so alright, so not this way it seems. Let's see this room then. Alright, that was better. At least more corridors. Again. Alright. Started alright, had a kind of poor nerves after work today, but they have clearly improved by suiting up and starting doing this instead. Had kind of difficult end of the day at work. A lot of minor issues appeared like during the last hour at work, so took a bit to recover from. But otherwise, alright start of the week, would say. What about yourself? Our good scouting bat, of course, would be also useful probably in this kind of environment. Default work week, so it's like, can you set it to default or special? Which of course sounds a little bit worrying when you right, yes, was of course a bit humorous, like that you have the default week and then you can set it also for special week, like you have a selector. What kind of week would you like? That would be kind of worrying. Set it for special week and wonder what happens. Like, would be a bit ominous, just set it for special. Alright, do you think that this would be also the boss? Yes. Boss time. 57 is certainly a good start. Let's see if we can immediately, yes, we can immediately get the first. Apparently everyone gets vulnerable. Alright, let's wait for them to reappear and beat them up some with the hammer again. Like creep up behind them and hit them with the hammer, so. Alright, and then again some minions. At least it's nice with the hammer that it does a lot of damage. A bit easier than it was with the rope where I had to dodge a lot, so. Alright, that's it for the boss here. And that takes us back to the top, so. Let's see what new things we can wear next. As we got some new equipment from Alright, focused club, certainly much better than. Alright, that's also for the dual wielding. Two-handed sword. Alright, better sword. And still no better hammers, like really. And everything else is worse, so it's kind of like really. And that's for the dual wield, so. Yeah, we still need a better hammer, but let's climb back up and keep moving.
You've returned.
Alright, and we return. Of course, Mr. Weapons Seller, do you have now more hammers? No, only like the dual wielding hammer and the two-handed sword. Like, yes, you still have poor selection for the skills we chose. Like, not the best merchant ever. Of course, this being a small town, do not expect selection to be totally perfect. So, and then we get the cutscene where we get to party which doesn't
By
end
the light,
totally as
you are
preferred.
heaven sent. Oh, I'm
So at least
sorry.
we view it until we
haven't any
fall,
coin
because
to
it's
offer.
amusing like
But
proposition
we
even
have
that the
cost
big
you good
barbarian would
company and
Stay for
drink a few
pint.
pints with the villagers
wash
and
out the taste
fall,
of the
but of
stew.
course the conclusion
We'd be
here to
honored
draw
if you'd join
plot-wise is
us.
that they might have spiked the
To our
drinks a little. As noted, like, pint and we fall, but...
Lost souls!
And then we ended up here somehow. You know, it's quite usual party time. You fall over and then you have the whole village fighting you, so... Clearly. That is quite the usual situation. And then we have more villagers.
You are blessed like us now.
That was all of them. Light willing.
Alright, let's pick up the chapel key from her.
Madman.
And yes,
Those heretics
our
drugged
good
me after I
madman
returned
proved
from
to
the
be
ruins.
slightly
Just
less
like
mad,
you.
unlike
I
the
came to my
villagers.
wits and escaped. Tried to get inside the chapel, but it was locked and...
Alright, then we also, of course,
What manner of evil
may
is
have been
this?
partying a little, but apparently the villagers have helped with the issue.
They must have fed them to me.
A blasphemous ritual. How did they learn this? Perhaps the answer lies in the chapel. They kept it locked up for a reason. The key might be on that woman who was leading them.
Yes, the key might be, as we took it of her already, so... And we leveled up, so... Skill, please. For now, going to keep going with the hammer, so let's also improve the other skill for that. We just need a better hammer, preferably soon. We have found better weapons for all the other slots except the hammer, so... And... And then we continue probably to the chapel to see about what we are supposed to find there also. And of course go on from there, so let's let's continue. And here we are, having finished partying and still wanting a better hammer.
Only fire can cleanse the darkness in this place. Have a look inside, but hurry. I will prepare
And
the
here
torch.
we find more of the strange petals. Then we have a vision of how the priest of the chapel ended up in not as good condition with villagers, which also has the apparent main antagonist of the game appearing. Another long cutscene, and you can most probably each review it at leisure, as we do not have that much to say other than yes, the priest did not end up well due to the main antagonist of the game making the appearance in the chapel. So, and now we find ourselves outside after having visions, and
You collapsed
our good
inside.
monk helped us
I
out.
thought the darkness had swallowed you. I dragged you here and put this cursed place to the torch.
And now the chapel is
Happened to
also
you
on
in there?
fire, so we probably
saw
can't, for example, steal the
vision.
hitbox.
A horned demon. She said the lords of hell are coming. She wanted to help the people survive.
Help them.
She called them her children, and they welcomed her like a mother.
Mother. No. It cannot be. I must report to the cathedral. Listen, there is a hermit to the northeast. A man of questionable loyalty, but he knows of the forbidden. He might be useful to
And
us.
then we need to
Bring
visit
him to
a
the
hermit
cathedral
to the
in Diablo,
northeast.
and you will be in the light's favor.
And we also got the necklace, which is of course good idea to wear. It gives a bit of resistance. Also better armor again. Looks better too. And bludgeoning, and it's again one of the dual wielding ones, really. Still no better hammer. And then we can ask about things, but those are not really necessary. And then we shall find the hermit, so let's move. Unfortunately, we can't just go back into the village and party. Like if there would be a barrel of ale left, or apparently we can't actually get further from here, because this is the location where the ruins were. So let's check the bigger map, like we actually need to go onwards from here, so let's backtrack a little. We couldn't actually make progress from here, so it's the other way around. Like from the other side of the chapel. Let's see. Yes, that would be the way. Iceborne cellar, so we can even enter a cellar. There would be a nice big barrel. And not that much in the cellar, it seems. A little bit of a fight only. Alright, finally a better hammer. And it improved damage a lot, so that was certainly a good find. And on we go. Alright. And alright, special bear. And some more items. That's a bit better again. It looks kind of less to wear, but that would be the classical law of AC that you speedy treads sounds good. Classical law of armor class, that the more skimpy it looks, the better armor class it gives. And alright, we need to go that way, so backtrack a little. continue. Now we should be able to find the hermit even. Some spiders also, so probably not Kamuniak's favorite. Alright, that was an interesting pathfinding trouble, like it wouldn't agree to duck, but would rather move very violently. And now we are on the other side of the closed bit of road. Alright, again banned leaving spiders alive, so let's try to destroy all the spiders. Thank you for the redeem, our good bat. Let's raise a paw to that. Certainly well redeemed. We try to kill all the spiders if we encounter them. Swear so. Alright, and let's then resume adventuring gradually. And whatever was hunting this creature is nowhere in sight. Alright. And we also can again rank a skill up, so let's keep going with the basic ones we have now chosen for the hammer. Alright, clearly our good hermit may have been drinking a little.
Is anyone here?
Smells awful. Clearly their sense of cooking is not very good. Organs not for cooking, alright.
What are you hiding back here?
And of course we immediately go to the secret chamber, there where there's also something questionable.
Short fangs. Young.
Alright, and
turned.
they have been taking some notes, and
Further south than the others.
there's a strange skull here, so
Spreading.
and once we touch that we get caught by the hermit soon.
If you're going to trespass into my home, rifle through my things, then at least have the decency to join me for supper. I'm bloody hungry.
At least he was a bit more funny guy, so no fight.
That's quite the story.
I wish it wasn't true, but it is.
When we consider the difference in like amount of clothing worn for the barbarian, the kind of stereotypical overall design still applies, like
Blood of a demon.
better items had less coverage.
The daughter of hatred. The mother of sanctuary. She was banished ages ago. But this world is her creation. It was prophesied she would come back.
What does she want?
That's the question. Sanctuary has always been trapped amid the eternal conflict. A war between angels and demons. But Lilith serves neither side. She has her own plans for us.
And me? Am I corrupted?
Not sure yet. But you two share a connection. What will you do about it?
Use it. Find out what she's after.
Good. Then we're in this together. Rest while you can. Then we'll start in Kiovashad. If we can't stop
And
Lilith,
then we agree to go to a bigger
Well,
town
began.
and keep trying to stop the antagonist, certainly. Out we go, and empty bottles. Unfortunately only empty. Like the hermit has clearly been at it.
this close to the city. Lilith's evil is spreading.
And there we go.
Never thought I'd live to see all this. The angel in Arius. I'm sure you've heard the Cathedral of Light babbling about their Holy Father.
And then
Well,
we
he's real.
again
An
speak
angel
about
walks among us.
things
And
in
when
the
he learns
world.
that Lilith is here, blood will flow. They are ancient enemies. They'll drag the whole damn world into their feud unless we can stop it.
And of course he's not totally
Kiovashad lies
pleased
just ahead.
if we tell the angel that Lilith is here, then there will be probably more trouble, which isn't such a totally improbable estimate.
Paul, to enter the city, you must
We have no
first...
time for this.
Alright, and let's continue
To
talk
enter
at the
Kiovashad,
gate.
you must perform a cleansing ritual. Meaningless gesture, but some people take comfort in it.
How dare you?
Just let him through, lad. I've tried for years to get Laura
Alright,
to do the
and
ritual.
Laura doesn't clearly
Fine,
want to
but this
do
one
the
stays.
ritual at the gate.
Only
We
you,
in
sir.
turn more or less will be coerced to
Take a piece
do
of
so.
holy cedar wood from the shrine and inscribe it with the sin which troubles you. Then cast it into the brazier. As the fire burns the wood, so too will the light burn away your sin.
And then we can write something on the... Considering being a barbarian, let's rather write anger. It's better to be less angry and more coordinated, but it tends to be kind of class that has certain interest in the kind of battle raging, so there we go, and now we can return and maybe the gatekeeper will be happier.
Good. You must feel as though a great weight has been lifted from you. Welcome to Kyovashad.
And we got the skill point, so keep improving these up to 5 out of 5, so we specialize a bit for now in the hammer and then develop the other ones further on.
So, what did you write on the little piece of wood? Something about hate or anger, perhaps? Well, it matters little, I suppose.
And we can get
I'm off to the
horses
dry steps in search
later,
of
of
that pale
course.
man from your vision.
Lorat already gets
must
one
know
and
what part he plays in
leaves
all
us to fend for
that. But first, I
ourselves.
need you to retrieve something of mine while I finish my negotiations. A merchant in the center of the city has it. Just tell him I sent you.
And we are sent off to fetch something from merchant.
Tattoos, sway back, cloudy eyes. This poor thing is practically crumbling.
Ah, so the old man's finally decided to buy it back.
Knowing him, he didn't mention coin, did he? If he wants his weapon, you will need to pay.
And then we of course have to pay. Our good man of the faith might not have minded his business totally perfectly. Fortunately, it's quite cheap when you think about it.
Wait. The old man sold me this too. He said he didn't need it anymore, but I think he'd want it back all the same. No charge.
Also take the amulet and then go and return.
Apologies.
He also gave me this amulet.
And there we go. Now he has his weapon back. Fortunately, it was only 20 coins, so not comparatively very expensive either.
These days, we are few in number. There is another Haradrim.
And the amulet for mark of the Horadrim. So Horadrim is introduced again as plot element also.
Sounds like he could help us.
You should seek him out in Skosglen. But don't forget about the cathedral. They'll be expecting you, and they might prove to be useful allies too.
You're not coming with me?
I'm going to the dry steps to find out who that pale man is. Join me when you can, just be careful. Your ties to Lilith, the visions you see, you are the key to finding her and stopping whatever she has planned.
Alright, and we get instructions to work things out here.
Sometimes our paths in life are set to collide. We just don't know it. Whether it is
And
by
he
accident
left
or
on the
fate's hand,
mount.
there is nothing we can do about it. The wanderer lost in the storm, fed the blood of Lilith, saved by a lone monk. Different lives and incidents drawn together. By what? Destiny? or some greater power pulling the strings? I did not know.
Then we contemplate, and
But at the time, I thought I had the chance to protect humanity from the daughter of hatred. The Wanderer's connection to her gave me hope. Imagine that.
story continues. There we go.
Greetings.
And now we can again take several different quests also. Alright, we are coming up to the 1.5 hours, but let's play half an hour more as it's only coming up to midnight and we are not in a hurry as such, so it's good after suiting up and new game, so let's play still half an hour, so we'll again shortly like show up a bit more and give you a wave if there are any newcomers, and then we play for half an hour more before seeing who we will raid, so make some more progress to the playthrough also still, so welcome if there are any newcomers, since we do have pretty good viewership, and let's continue. And yes, we are not allowed to leave spiders alive, though do not think we will encounter any very soon, being in the frozen tundra, but yes. And onwards. And on we go. So let's see, we have at least a few possibilities to move onwards from here. Alright. The city militia needs cheering, and debt collector is growing impatient. Alright, let's go and raise the spirits of the militia first, maybe. So up to central alley, and we also can activate the town portal or the waypoint here, so let's do so.
The new militia
How
recruits
fares
have been
the city
training
guard?
night and day. They deserve a little praise. But I
Alright,
can't let them
trainees
see me
deserve a
soft.
little praise, but can't
Mind
seem
giving them a
soft,
cheer for me?
so mind giving
Easy
them a
going for
cheer
you.
for
A
me.
boost of confidence for the recruits,
Yeah, let's
and
cheer
I get
the
going
trainees then.
hard ass. Everybody wins.
I'll handle it.
So in we go to the training area.
Impressive.
And then we
Well done.
thanks, bye.
Well
Here.
done.
And we have
I
encouraged
hope
the
you don't get
recruits,
used to it.
so that should be good enough. I had 480 XP for that, and also some kind of container, and also we have found better boots and some resources from the container. And then there would be the finance collector also, so let's check them out. So someone hasn't been providing the money clearly.
Yes, well, Bozan has yet to return from delivering
And
our tithing
there-
demands to Menestad. Perhaps you
One
could
one
sweep the roads
collecting
instead of
Menestad
taking him so
did
long. The cathedral
has
must
not
receive its
arrived
dues.
back, so that of course would warrant some looking into. So let's investigate next. And let's go and see what happened to this collector. Now we also find the various events in the open area, so this game is a bit more open world and rather in many ways nicer also to play, because it has more variety and more open world than especially the previous one, because the third game was really linear. So in that respect, do consider from current experience this to be a nicer game, at least have this far found it, because it's less linear and has more varying content. So and more opponents. helps.
Indeed I am.
And here would be our good collector, so clearly they didn't quite make it, as we can see.
I need to return to Kuyovashad and request a night escort. Please, take the tithing demands to the merchant lord Talgun in Menestad.
And there are the archives of teaching demands, so take those to the Menestad, so back over. And keep moving. Alright, here should be the person we need to take the archives to from the hit collector.
I'm so very grateful. I will need to make the necessary arrangements. Please, excuse me. How did this happen? I shouldn't be holding this in my hands. It should be.
Restraint, my lord. Restraint.
And
Ah, yes. Of course.
quest complete.
Carry on, Misty.
Look.
Make sure to also heal. Alright, and let's then see about would be good to visit the smiths and repair equipment, and also activate the waypoint here, repair equipment, and
There are so many ways I can kill you.
otherwise improve situation.
Look.
I appreciate that.
Look.
Look.
There we go.
Look.
None of these seem to be better, so we can pretty much salvage all of it. A lot of resources gained from that, and let's see, do we need any repairs? No. So that was good visit to the smiths. And then we can armor vendor, not very good. The pants are actually better than the current ones, and they cost 2000, so certainly. They also are questionable if they look better, but
I saw eyes in
All
the
right.
darkness of the forest before I reached town.
let's
Glowing
check
eyes.
map, and
Never been so terrified.
there would be a dungeon, but it's kind of still dangerous for us, and let's check the area this way some to finish it for today. here we go. No spiders, as there was actually reminded humorously of the Tanis drawing. Have you ever seen spiders in Alaska? And yeah, exactly, Kamu. And that's why we know there are very few spiders in this kind of environment, as noted. Alright, there was a bit of a camp there apparently with the fire and chest of very minor treasure. And then there's some kind of entryway. Leveled up too, that's good. Silvered Edgeland. Whatever that is isn't very explaining other. Alright, the silver ore, no wonder. So they are silvered because there's some silver ore available. And there was also some item there. And once again it's an improvement for the dual wield. Like dual wielding great axes must be very strong barbarian indeed. Like dual wield great axes, yes, that's quite a bit of feat of strength for sure, like dual wield great axes, yes please. Alright, and a bit more to go also play wise, so on we go. Let's see what the map says of Silvered Edgelands. Alright, and there's also a dungeon here. Where's these reeds? Let's check the dungeon out of interest, how hard it might be, because I do think these scale at least somewhat level wise also. And enter. Is this even separate area or some loading? Alright, this looks fancy. It's like an abandoned building and not the average like Dungeon. Very fancy. Rats are scurrying around, so not exactly the most recent or best ruin ever. Pretty fast opponents also. Very long corridor. Would be a good idea to also heal. There we go. Nobody cares for healing apparently. Overrated. Alright, that door would be blocked. Slay the Knight Hunters. Alright, so we need to find and slay something first. Very well. Let's at least search for them for a while until we come up to 2 hours, and then we see what we leave you with the raid. And otherwise, hopefully you have enjoyed the new game this far. Oh, hello there, Gunsmith Jax. Good to have you here, and of course you also get greeting on the big screen, being one of the regulars, so hopefully your week has started well. Hello there, and good to have you here. And let's continue. Oh, but yes, good to have you here, and welcome. We are still playing a while before deciding who to raid, so we need to slay the Knight Hunters wherever those are. So apparently this is the point from which we can't progress without having accomplished that. So let's take a look around. Alright, special guy was also a waller. rid of them. Right, that be something careful. Yes, that's a Knight Hunter. Travel to the unsanctified reliquary. So those would have been the Knight Hunters then. And we also received some items, yes. That's worse than what we have. That's worse than what we have. That's worse than what we have. That's better, and that's quite a bit better. It also looks a little different. Alright. And then do think that the unsanctified reliquary would be the thing we couldn't enter a moment ago. So let's pad back to the door we couldn't enter a bit earlier again. Then we have more welcoming committee here apparently. And yes, now we can pass through here. So, and also you have probably admired sufficiently of the fursuit, so let's switch back after apologies for that. Apparently in the meanwhile we ran off a bit, and here we are. So how does Jax like the new suit? Alright, the new pants. Let's see if they are any better. Yes, they are. And they look probably a bit better again, like a skirt more or less. Oh, thank you. It's certainly something a bit different also for this one. And we are slowly coming up to the 2 hours, but let's continue the dungeon still for now. Quite linear layout currently, and yes, more competent to come. Alright, yellow. That should be pretty nice item wise already, and scan for the double wield, so let's put it in. And move further because that's no door. It's only like a decorative door apparently, unfortunately. Alright, leveled up, so going to level these up first, so again one. Alright, that's the decorative door. Mechanical pedestal, so where do we find the items to put controls there? Return the mechanical box to the pedestal. Where do we find a mechanical box then? Alright, and at least we did some damage here, but no sign of any mechanical box. Alright, there's something special here, so maybe that would be of a use for. At least more items, and there would be one mechanical box, and we apparently need 2 of them, so we need to yet find another chamber with battle for mechanical box. Sounds very generic, like what is this thing? It's a mechanical box. So alright, looks good. And in search of another mechanical box. Alright, let's check the larger map, and no more corridors this way, so go the other way to the side. That didn't go very well. First death to heal more, but fortunately we respawned here, so not very far. So let's try again. So we have one box and we need one more. Let's see where we can find that. Also some new items, so let's see about those. Nothing better, so on we go. Alright, and there would be another chance for a mechanical box and it's a huge fight. And another mechanical box has been provided. And check out, of course, the room for anything useful. And that was it, so let's walk back and put another mechanical box to the place on the pedestal. So let's see what happens as we put the other box into place. And there we go. Door opened. Would be nice to have a bit more heals. Alright, we do have 4 actually, so we dare to venture forth. Looks even more grim. Oh my, lots of effects. Let's try to withdraw a little, so we... Nope. Making a bit more hay. One of the worrying things are of course the freezing effect. We are at least making more hay. It's a lot about also tactics. And there we go. That's cleared, and next a chamber, and looks quite empty. Crypt of the Unsung. Always like very fancy names of places and open gate. That of course helps that we have the divine around. So. That was quick with the shrine certainly helped.
I don't have any potions.
Healing well came at the... Alright, this looks like this will be the boss, so let's try the boss and then finish. This layout makes one think, yes, it's the Doom Lord. Alright, Mr. Undead boy. How about getting hit with the hammer? Quite strong. So not unbearably so. Alright, less of the spirals here, so... Oh, that was effective. Let's have one more go at it and then we finish. Do not terribly mind if do not finish the dungeon. It's been quite fun to go through and increase level, so no harm there. At least we are a bit faster getting him down to the first third this time, which of course not that bad thing. Get the heals and then try to do some more. at least we are close, so no more heals, so it's kind of do or die, and we died like 1 millimeter left, and to think that we are done here tonight, so that was actually quite fun, despite not quite making the dungeon through, so thank you all for watching this far, and we will return next with, let's see, schedule wise we will return with on Wednesday with Darkest Dungeon, so and then oh, Bergwolf, you always join like at the last minute. Oh, let's give you a wave anyway, and thanks for joining. Like these are always announced on Twitter also, so but great to have you here, and oh, good to see you in any case. Oh, let's give you more waves, and yes, now it's time to see who we will raid, and hopefully you enjoyed 2 hours with the new game. Even if we didn't quite make the dungeon, would probably have to have a couple more levels, but it was fun. Otherwise we made good progress in the game, so let's see who's playing what and who are we going to raid. So, who's doing what? Alright, Yuna is playing Amnesia the Bunker. Lupi is playing Sea of Thieves. Let's see how's Yuna's the Bunker going. It's been a while since we have gone for our silly wolf.
Night.
All right.
Task.
Looks like they are playing and also wagging their tail, so let's go for Yuna. It's been a while since we have gone for them, so they certainly deserve a bit of attention. Oh, thank you for joining, Berg. Always nice to have you here. So, and we are going to raid Yuna, so let's do Skullwolf raid, and thank you all for joining, and we'll meet tomorrow with Spectra for Darkest Dungeon, so more to come. And even wrote that right, so that's a great start. So thank you all, and see you tomorrow. apologies, Tigayo apparently joined just when was finishing the stream. So see you tomorrow for Darkest Dungeon, hopefully, and be well.